Hey y'all, I got something in the mail that I've been waiting for a very long time. It's a rose. There's two of them in here, and I honestly had to look up the name. I couldn't quite pronounce it with my American accent. This is an English rose, and if I butcher the name, well, I'm gonna do the best I can. I had to look it up on YouTube and watch a British man pronounce it for me. So it's called Alberic Barbier, and I feel like it's easier to pronounce if you do it with an accent, but I'm not very good at accents. In fact, Nate and I were cracking each other up this morning, trying to do different British accents. So let's open this up. I'm excited. So this rose took me a while to find it. There are only 2 places in the United States that sold it, and they were always sold out. I've been trying to get this rose for a couple years. I could always find it in the UK, but they don't ship out here, so I don't think it would make it. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. Oh my goodness, they're all dried up. Like they're still alive. Let's hope they make it, you know? I'm nervous. Well, they're still wick. They're just looking a little sad. It's gracious. The reason I picked this rose, because I needed a rose to go on these trellises back here. This pergola, I guess that's the correct word. Eventually it will be bigger. We're going to expand it, build upon it. I needed a vigorous, I like that word, vigorous rose. But I also needed a rose that could handle partial shade, which this Alberic Barbier rose does. Although, God, they look sad. You know what I'm going to probably have to do? I wanted to plant these today, but I might have to put these in pots and see if we can nurse them back, because I don't know, you guys. This one looks so dead. Let's hope we can get these to survive. This one looks better than this one. Goodness gracious. Okay. I've got 2 bigger pots here, and I think I'll just transfer them in those for now and nurse them back to life, probably in the house. It's really not the best time to be planting roses right now, but they weren't available when it was rose time, when it was rose planting time. I wonder if I should take a picture of them and show them what their condition is before I completely unwrap them. I think I'm going to do that. That way I can let these people know, because these aren't cheap. Okay. Jeez, that's terrible. What was that? It's my water bottle. Popped. Okay. I'm nervous taking it out of here. I should just let them sit in here for a while. Sit them by the window, maybe? I'm trying to decide if I should even disturb them right now. I think that I might just put them by my sunny window and see if we can get them to kind of look better before I mess with them. Like, before I transplant them. I don't want to shock them any more than what they've been going through here. And then I'll also write to these people and let them know what they look like. So if they don't make it, I hope that they would give me my money back or something. Send me another set. Yeah, I'm just going to set them by a window. Y'all, I'm sad about my roses. I've been so excited about them. I set them by my window, my bay window upstairs. These carrots are coming down. We've had some rain. You see that? They've gotten huge. Oh. So they just want to fall. Anyway, I got distracted by getting so sad about my roses, but I was going to talk more about that specific rose and why I chose it. So it is a rambling rose. It climbs. It's very vigorous. When it first buds, it's pretty creamy yellow, and then it opens up into a real pretty creamy white. So a semi-evergreen, which I was excited about. I wanted something that wasn't going to die back so much. But we'll see. Maybe I'll call them Monday and send them this picture. But look at this. Corn's popping up already. Isn't that neat? I noticed the only ones popping up. Is there anything here? Oh, I see it. Just a tiny. I think the only ones really popping up though are the peaches and cream. That variety that had that pink coating on them are not popping up yet. I got that pink coating one a couple years back. So maybe they're just old. So I did get myself more seeds. I'm gonna put more in here. Anything that's not popping up, I'm gonna put more seeds out today. Look, it's my very first tomatoes. These are the paste tomatoes. Is that not exciting? I'm excited. And I've noticed the tomatoes that are around the borage are doing super good. And you would think, uh-oh, look at those little aphids. Huh. It's the first ones I've seen this year. I need some daddy long legs. Something to eat those. I'll probably just pick them off. But the tomatoes are on the borage, just they seem to really go together and work well together. And you would think, you know, with them being more crowded, they wouldn't like it, and they're not getting enough airflow. You know, I had to rip up a few. It was the Kellogg's breakfast. They were getting some black spots on them. It kind of looked like some Toria leaf spot or something going on. So I just ripped them up, and I have started more tomatoes. But I noticed that when I planted the Kellogg's breakfast before, they seemed to be more susceptible to disease. They don't seem to be as hardy of a tomato plant. The Romas, though, always seem to do good. I had horrible blight 2 years ago, and they were still doing good and hanging on. And they didn't seem as susceptible to blight. But I haven't been pruning like I did last year. I don't feel like the pruning did anything. You know, everyone says that the blight and stuff will splash up on the leaves, and it didn't matter. They got sick anyway. I'm just gonna kind of let them go to a certain extent. Anything that is on the actual ground, I've been taking care of and pulling off. But other than that, I've just been letting them go. It's funny because when we first moved here 4 years ago, this whole area was just a field. There were no fences, nothing. And we ended up doing a garden out here. And it was crazy. We just planted everything, and the tomatoes, of course, naturally just went on the ground, and they didn't get sick. That's another thing. People say airflow, but I don't know. I don't know if it has much to do about the airflow. I don't think tomatoes like being squished together with other tomatoes. They seem to do better when you break them up a little bit. Next year, I'm going to do tons of companion planting. Everything's going to be mixed up. Even the squash. I'll make sure the squash has more room to really ramble. But I'm going to mix it all up. I'm not going to be putting my tomatoes next to each other. They're going to be all mixed in. And we'll also have cattle panels on each row. But see, this little guy's been getting some fungus issues. This is the Tahitian melon. It hasn't been as vigorous as everyone said that it would be. But this Jarndale has been quite vigorous. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant more of these, the Jarndale and the Long Island cheese. They're also not getting any sickness. I'm not seeing any spotting. See, this is that white pumpkin. I can't remember what it's called. I'm starting to see some signs of fungus on that too. Interesting. I've heard that the Long Island cheese is supposed to be better with that as well, not get funguses so much. And I'm not seeing anything. Not seeing any bugs this morning either. Oh my goodness, what is that? What are you doing up there? You're just a little wood beetle. Why are you on the squash? That is bizarre. Pickled, what are you doing over there? Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Yeah, so I'm gonna be planting more of these Long Island cheese and then also that Jarndale, just in case some of these just end up getting sick and I have to take some out. Because I'm not sure what to do with this. I've sprayed things in the past, like neem and copper fungicides, and they just honestly don't do anything. But seem to deter my positive insects. See? Look at this little guy. I need to put you over there where the aphids are. Last year, I didn't have any daddy long legs out here. I was spraying so much neem oil and copper fungicide everywhere, and still everything got sick anyway, and I just didn't have any beneficial insects in my garden. They were up there where I wasn't spraying, up in my gardens around my house, but they weren't in the garden out here. I'm not sure. I've debated on whether I should just clip these leaves that are getting sick. It's still got plenty of life coming back down here on the bottom. So I'm gonna figure out what to do today, probably. I got distracted. I was talking about how that garden started, I guess 4 years ago. Well, maybe it was the second year we moved here. It was so wild, I ended up not being able to even come out here without getting chiggers. And it just kind of went and grew. And I just think that plants generally do better when you crowd them with other plants. Kind of, it's just how they are in nature, right? Out here anyway. I guess it depends on where you live. In Georgia, everything gets quite crowded like a jungle. This one's going crazy, and I've been picking off quite a few. Oh, these little guys are mating. We can't have that. Sorry, guys. How to break that up. This one, I've been picking off quite a few bugs. A few of those, whatchamacallit, lady squash beetles. Look, these are the marigolds I planted from seed. I got these from the ones I had in my garden last year. I finally ripped up all of the garlic, and it looks great. But yeah, some are bigger than others. This one's a decent size. It's so fun. This row's been doing good. The tobacco's really perking up. I've been taking the bottom leaves off. They just seem to be happier if I do that. I don't want leaves on the ground. Something's been eating my stevia plants. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen what it is. This is the row I had to rip up. But see, these ones weren't really I went ahead and put my tomatillos out here. I've got 4 of them. One little borage here. This section, I didn't have very many companion plants with these. They were just tomatoes, you know. And they got sick already. These ones that are bunched up with the borage are doing much better. Tomorrow, those are my seeds. I need to get some more companion plants going out here. These ones were slow growing because they were being blocked. The sunlight was being blocked out from them with those fava beans. Next year, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a different kind of winter pea. winter bean. My local hardware store. I didn't realize they had seeds. It's a really cute little hardware store. It's been around since like the town was established. And a really good deal. I mean, $2 for this. So this is a bush bean. So I got some bush beans. And then this is just the peaches and cream. Oh God, that startled me. Got the peaches and cream. So I'm gonna go ahead and put more of these out anywhere that I'm not seeing corn pop up. And I thought, I was just thinking, playing around with the idea, if I put some bush beans down low with the corn, and it can kind of fill out the lower areas and keep the weeds at bay. I might try it out. It won't hurt. I mean, if they really start drowning out the corn, I can always rip them up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just start putting some beans out with the tomatoes. Why not? And once these really start popping up, I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with some of that fish fertilizer. These are pickling cucumbers that I went ahead and just bought from that little hardware store. Heirloom Boston Pickling, because I hadn't started pickles. I didn't think I was gonna do pickles, but Lily really wants pickles. You know, it's funny, I opened up a large jar that I had made last year of fermented pickles, and they were just fine. They were good. I love fermenting things. It's quite a fascinating process. You know, they say stuff like that doesn't last that long, but I mean, that was a year ago, and they were still good. So I'm gonna do more fermented pickles, and I'm gonna do my garlic that way as well, and chop it up and process it. That sunflower, I can't wait for it to bloom. These are the chocolate, I think they're called chocolate cherry. What I'm gonna do this year is I'm gonna put tulle over them. That way the birds aren't eating them all, because I'd like to save these seeds. They were pricey. I think the sunflower seeds are kind of pricey, don't you think? I've got some here. Those turkeys, they have the weirdest voices. Don't they sound funny? What are you doing, Beth? What are you doing? You're not playful. Ouch! God dang, you're biting me, dude. I just put my teeth. I'm scared. Are you gonna bite me? You know, you're gonna squish my corn. You're squishing my corn, dude. I don't know if you're allowed in here. You're cute. You're cute, though. You're so cute. And you bite. So I just looked up beans and tomatoes. Sounds like people are a bit contradicting as far as the information on the internet. Some people say it's good because, you know, beans put nitrogens into the soil, and they also said it allows for more airflow. It's kind of interesting. And other people say that it's not a beneficial plant, but it's not going to hurt it. So I'm just going to do it anyway, and we'll see how it works. I was able to get all of my tomato rows, and I still have a few more, so I might just put them out over here where the peppers are. And my soil's looking so good. It's looking black and rich with worms. I'm happy. So much better than what we had before, which was the clay. And the clay, you know, the roots really they're not able to grow as well. They kind of get stuck. I've pulled plants up and you can just see the root system just get stuck in there, and it can't really thrive like it needs to in the clay. Some stuff does great in the clay. Like we've got the hydrangeas and the azaleas and certain certain things seem to be able to power their way through that clay. But not like peppers and tomatoes. They've already got some beans, quite a few beans growing on this pepper row here. I can't remember what kind of pepper this is. Look at all these little cricknick squashes. They're everywhere. These are just doing fabulous. That beetle is still here. What are you doing? Are you alive? Yeah, you're alive. It's just a wood beetle. They're the kind of beetle that you find like under logs, rotting logs. Their larvae are really creepy looking. They look like an alien from like the movie Aliens. They're kind of scary. All right, y'all, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for my guests. We're gonna have some American hamburgers and potato salad, and I'm gonna make some deviled eggs. And I think Nate was saying he wanted to make some homemade ice cream, so old-fashioned cranker. It's pretty fun, especially when you've got a lot of kids over, because each kid can have a turn, and it's done before you know it. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. We'll see you next time. Take care.